walk into a store that feels kind of off, where it's like you walk in and you see a little bit of everything, but you just don't even know what kind of store it is? You know, those stores that just sell a little bit of everything, and you're like, ugh, is they selling junk in this store? Or like, what is it? Like, the store doesn't even give an inviting mood or an inviting feel. Like, you just have no clue what this store represents, right? You might even find stores like this at like flea markets, or there's just some random store somebody has on a block and it's just full with everything. You're like, what is this? And it's almost like it turns you off from buying. Well, that's probably what your social media presence or e-commerce site can feel like to people when your branding is all over the place. Because if the visuals are off, the vibe and the message aren't aligned, and they can't figure out what you represent, people are going to scroll, they're going to click off, and they're going to walk out the store. They'll leave, they'll bounce. Worst part, you won't even know what's going on. You won't even know what's happening and why you're not getting the results that you ultimately believe should be happening for you. Quick check in. How confident are you right now in what your brand is saying, what your brand is representing? Okay. How are your visual elements making up a great shopping experience? Or how is your social media making up a visual presence, a visual essence of what your brand stands for? Okay. Definitely reflect on that and leave that in the comment section below. And if you guys are needing any further assistance when it comes to your visuals and your branding, of course, I have the YouTube design critiques, which we'll be talking about a little bit later here in this video. And I have a specific video that I've done previously in video 6, I believe. So video 6 was dedicated to talking more about your visuals and your elements and making sure you are using visual representation to create that story, to create that feel, to create that mood of why people want to be attached to you and flock to you, to therefore have your brand be magnetically appealing so that you attract the right audience. Purchase from you, subscribe to you, become your client. Look at your brand as if you were not the founder. Your brand, look at your e-commerce platform, look at your social media, okay? Or even have a friend or somebody outside of you look at your social media, find out what they immediately getting what you're talking about. Or are they just seeing random posts, scattered colors, and a few quotes with no clear message? I remember being on Instagram a few years back, and everyone thinks you can just start a brand off with posting quotes. I don't know why people believe that. It's like, it's more than the quote. You have to give more substance. You're missing substance. Okay? And then you'll be trying to sell something, but you have quotes. It's like, are your quotes helping you sell? Is your quotes talking to that audience who wants that product? Or are you just posting random quotes? You know what I'm saying? Every piece of element, everything that you post should be building your audience towards the product that you want to sell. Should be building your audience to subscribe to your channel. You feel what I'm saying? So every incremental thing that you post online should be strategically lining people to do that CTA. When I said on your banner you want to have a CTA, in that YouTube design critique video, it basically means to direct your audience to take action. So when you guys say, hey, I need everybody to like this video, comment down below, or to share the video, that is a CTA. It's called a call to action. You're telling your audience what they need to do next, or what they need to do while they're watching your videos or after they're watching your videos. Or it could be on your e-commerce site when you say, hey, use code such and such to get this off. That is a CTA, right? You're getting ready to make a website. You have to have direct, thorough, clear CTAs. So when people use order now, that's a CTA. Okay. But I personally feel like you should have long form CTAs versus, well, it depends. Long form CTAs when it comes to like your videos, and then like short form CTAs for like your buttons. So like order now or click this to discovery, or you know how people have start here. Those are like short form button CTAs that people would use on their e-commerce e-commerce needs. It just means online store, online shop. You're selling things through your website. Okay. I'm a person who strongly believes in websites. I do believe in link pages and landing pages. I do. But the whole thing with stand store, I just beacon. I'm not that girl. So if you want to learn that, then that's the shortcut route. But I want y'all to really establish yourself, so it doesn't look like you're a hobbyist. It look like you're really an entrepreneur. Okay, because that's where we're headed. Know where you're headed, and then you're going to act as if you are already that thing. Know where you're headed and act upon those things. All right. So are they seeing a few scattered quotes with no clear message? Because this might be the reason why people aren't engaging and definitely not buying. I remember when I told y'all guys in the e-commerce video, okay, I'm be referencing y'all to go back to the playlist at this point, okay? So in the e-commerce, remember I told y'all, when you create your first offer for your audience, you have to make sure there are incentives, and you have to make sure that your audience is being navigated to where they need to go. Okay, it's just like how we go to like festivals or we go to concerts and we have gate screeners and we have ticket takers, right? And we have people who work on the floor who are grounds crew, right? And they are telling you how to navigate your seats, and and they have like ushers. They navigate you on where you need to sit, right? This is what you have to think about when you are creating your content, when you're creating, especially your e-commerce platform. Your e-commerce needs to be such a smooth transition. They barely and rarely can get lost in what you are offering. It just needs to be laid out simply. Like, you know how people create buffets and everyone understands a buffet line, right? Okay, you got boop, 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 boop. Everybody understands a buffet line. Why does everyone understand a buffet line? Because it's set up so that people easily understand what's going on and how they can get your deliverables. Okay, this is why I'm a digital design coach, because you have to set up, right? You have to set up your mind for success. You have to set up your ecosystem. What is an ecosystem? The way that you're going to get everyone to go one place to the other, by you setting up your email marketing, or by you setting up AI agents, you setting up your chatbot. That's why I have a chatbot on my website. So I make it so that when you go on my website and the chatbot pops up, right? Boom, boom, boom. You have 4 options. It is easy navigation, whatever you want to do. Boom. You just go on the chat. If you don't want to scroll through the whole website on your own and you just want to do what you need to do, boop, bada bing, and get it done, get it over with, the chat bot is going to pop up and it's going to ask you 4 different options. And you're going to select the one that you're on the website for in particular. And it's going to be done. Right? It's not a whole bunch of hoopla going on, right? Okay, when there's a whole bunch of hoopla going on, you're confused, and therefore your customers are confused, and it will stop all engagement, right? And it will stop people from buying, right? Y'all ever been in a job interview where the person is interviewing you, or you at a job and they really don't know how to train you? They just got you sitting there in wings, like, oh, just coming up with stuff on the fly. You want to refrain from doing that. That's exactly why I had y'all do the audience solution template, right? And the guidebook. We want to refrain from being so chaotic so that you can represent yourself in the best way possible. When people don't buy, they are confused. If your message does not emotionally connect and your branding doesn't match your energy, they won't feel like it's safe to give you their money. People want to feel like they're giving their money to someone trustworthy, right? You don't just want to give your money to anybody. You don't want anybody to just run off with your money, right? Okay, boom. Especially if we're investing in ourselves, especially if you're making like business to business transactions with your entrepreneurial journey, people have to trust that you, one, are an authority, but 2, they need to trust that you have the solution, and that 3, it's an easy process to check out. People want an easy checkout process when they're buying. Through your messaging, you have already warmed them up, right? I say there's cold clients, there's warm clients, and there's hot clients. That's how your food is from the refrigerator. You take your food out the refrigerator, it's cold. It's a cold client. You don't like cold food unless you eat cold sandwiches, okay? But your brand is not a sandwich. Your brand is like an hors d'oeuvre, okay? Your brand is an exquisite hors d'oeuvre at a 5-star restaurant. You feel? That's what branding is supposed to be. Not, oh, it's giving flea market. No, 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 no. That's not what we're representing here. In this video, you're going to learn the common branding mistakes that you need to fix right now. If no one trusts you, you won't have conversions. No one understands your message, you won't have engagement, and therefore you won't have growth, and you will not have a brand. You're using every color that you like, and it's not about your audience. A lot of girls that start to make their online presence, their online brands, their Instagrams, y'all just navigate to pink. Is there a reason why you're navigating to pink? It looks like every other brand. Pink starts to become tacky. When we were young girls and we liked the color pink, it was cute to us. But as we grew up, as we got older, we weren't as obsessed with pink as we used to be. You know what I'm saying? Because we grew up out of that. And then we start looking at pink stuff and we're like, ooh, this don't look cute no more. That's the thing. You want colors that you feel like it's going to last. You know, it's pretty versus strategic, right? Create a color palette that evokes the emotion so that you are building the trust, not just looking cute. You want colors that's going to build you trust, okay? And I talked about that in the YouTube design critiques video about color psychology, okay? When you work with me, we're going to use color psychology. Strategic about what colors we're picking out. You don't want to use a bunch of loud colors, color contrast, right? Where one is a little more quieter and then the other one is really bold. All right, you got way too many font styles. You got cursive. Nobody can read your stuff. You got glitter everywhere on your e-commerce site. You got animations falling from the sky. And oh my, you got way too many animations on your website. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what's a pet peeve of mine when it comes to people's websites. I can't stand, I don't know what kind of platform it is. It might be Shopify. I don't know. But I can't stand when you trying to scroll and it's like a block is following you as you're scrolling. I can't stand that. I don't know what that's called. I can't stand that. I'm gonna put the time up here when I find out what it is. I don't want no block following me as I'm scrolling down the page. I just want to scroll and the things evaporate as, you know, they go away. They disappear as I'm scrolling down. When you have too many styles and too many animations and just too much going on, you make it hard for the reader to read, hard for people to believe in your message. Thus, know what your message is and how to find the trust in your brand. Video number 9, we'll be hitting on trust. How do you get people to trust you within your brand? Okay. And we're also going to slightly hit on creation of business cards and the whole QR trend that everyone's doing now in the next video. So far, if you guys are liking this and you guys are taking notes, then you are thumbsing up this video and you are subscribing to So Tree Accessory, your digital design coach, providing clarity and confidence for your brand's preparation through YouTube and e-commerce platforms. 3, you post without a purpose. There's no theme, there's no intention. That's not building a brand. You're just posting anything. Like, you ever go on somebody's Instagram and they just post a little bit of this and a little bit of this and a little bit of that? Like, there's no flow, there's no story, there's no journey to it. They're not building a brand. It just feels like a throw up of curation. We want to make sure you ain't doing that. Okay, we want to make sure your YouTube channel don't look like that, and definitely not your e-commerce platform. If you're trying to sell to people, the biggest branding mistake that I see people do, you don't have any links. You don't have any links and your links are broken. Oh my God. Woo! You got to refrain from that. You got to make sure to double check your links before you even give your links out. Make sure the things is working. It happened one time, but I had checked it right before I published it. In the back end of your e-commerce platform, you can make things invisible. Like, you can create it, but you can make it invisible until you're ready for it to publish. Now, once I was getting ready to publish something, and then I clicked on the link to check it. I'm like, why is this not working? I'm like, it's done. I'm finished. I pressed the save button. Blah, blah. So then when I went back into my little settings, I saw that I still had it clicked as invisible. You can even do that with your YouTube videos. And that's what I talk about in the Start Flow and Grow YouTube Confidence course. Okay, you can have a, quote, secret YouTube channel. You can. That people are watching, but it's not to the main public. It's only for those that you have invited. You can create a YouTube channel like that. Your profile picture, your bio, and your feed don't match. Like, it's all about matching. It's all about strategy. This is the thing too. When it comes to y'all YouTube channels, y'all do not fill out y'all bios. Okay, if you go on the back end of YouTube and you make a YouTube channel, right? Okay, there's a tab that says inspiration, and then there's also a tab that says trends. If your inspiration tab does not match what you do on your YouTube channel, you have not given YouTube enough information about your channel. When YouTube have finally started to understand what my channel was about, that's when I knew I was going in the right direction. That's when I knew, okay, great. I now have clarity of what my channel is about. YouTube now has the clarity of what my channel is about. And I'm going to tell you the biggest reason why I feel like YouTube started to get that. It's because of my YouTube bio. Not like, yes, the videos will help, of course, because it's creating the foundation. But the YouTube bio, I'm telling you, when I filled out my YouTube bio, this is what I'm teaching y'all. I'm going to teach y'all this in the YouTube design critiques. I cannot tell y'all everything here, but yes, definitely get a YouTube design critique. And it's like a channel review where we go over and I see what's helping your channel, what you need to improve, what you need to tweak. They're going to be suggestive and you have to go back and tweak these things, right? Okay, boom. I'm the person that helps you with your layout and your setup. That's what makes me a digital design coach. I help you with your layout, your setup, and the background and how you're going to implement and execute out your message and your mission. Digital design coach. Yes, I illustrate. I know how to make business cards, traditional business cards, QR business cards, coloring pages, as y'all see behind me, YouTube banners, YouTube intros. I don't do all of that. Yes, but this is about laying out your foundation for your brand. That's what this is about. Okay, and knowing that you are your own foundation. So the way that you think and the way that you have set up your structure is how you're going to continue to get to that destination that you want, right? And so that you have a business and a brand that you can scale. I help people with their foundation, right? But you are the core as the freelancer, the content creator. You are the core of it. I just help you lay it out, structure it, and visualize it. Okay? Your content does not reflect your audience pain or desires. This is a really big one because this is something that I had to learn the biggest. Okay? When I first was trying to, quote, make a brand, I was so focused on the look of it and not the internals of it. Because I'm a digital design coach and I'm great with aesthetics, I was so focused on how things looked on the outside versus what was going on internally, right? So you have to focus. You have to have a focus on your social media and your e-commerce platform that you're focusing on the pain and the desires of your audience, right? So you're talking on your social media. Oh, look at this. I got this product. Oh, look at this. Come buy my bracelets. But why do they need your bracelet? Oh, your bracelet's cute. Okay, but why do they need that specific bracelet? Why would they have the fear of missing out if they didn't get your bracelet. And that's what I talked about in the previous video. You have to make people feel like if they don't get your product, there is a fear of missing out. What is that fear? And make sure you put emphasis on it. Y'all are still with me. Make sure y'all comment down below. There's 8 reasons. We're on to number 6. Products that's one after the other. Do you have a product? Once I get this one product, do you have another one? Once I get this product, do you have another one? Once I get this product, do you have another one? Because you just don't want people to buy from you once and then disappear. How are you going to scale your brand? How are you going to scale your business if you only have one product for them to buy? Right? It's almost like you have to get into the minds of your target audience and figure out what their needs are. So therefore you have products that play off of each other. Think of that. So it's structured. What is the flow? What is the essence of your brand? Like, what is it? That's how you also build your ecosystem. Like how they have email marketing where it's an email campaign or email segment where it's like, okay, this email segment is for these kind of people at this stage. This email campaign right here is for these people at this stage. You feel what I'm saying? So you have different products for the people in different stages. This is how people start buying from you more and more and more and more because you have already figured out what they need to get to their ultimate desire. Number 7, your brand is not consistent. Okay. You gone on Monday when you say you was gonna be here on Monday. You gone on Wednesday when you say you're gonna be here on Wednesday. Okay. Then here you come on Saturday, boop, and then you gone again, and then you pop up on a Thursday. Your brand's voice isn't consistent. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. This past Wednesday, I don't know what happened. Wednesday, I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't post anything. But I was back on there on Friday and I'm back again here on Monday. Make sure you keep up the consistency. Make sure people are constantly hearing your brand's voice and they're constantly hearing the same message. You know, my message is aligned by design because you are a brand, right? Because I believe that everyone is a brand and everyone walks by different standards and different beliefs, however, but you as a person, you are made up as a brand, are showcasing to the world. Number 8, you are copying instead of connecting. Okay, like I said about that, you trying to be pink like all the rest of the girls, you mimicking a trend and what's popular, who's selling what right now, oh, what's the hottest thing people are buying right now, yeah, and then you're gonna not like the product that you're selling. This is why I talk about connecting to your authentic self, connecting to your natural hobbies, the things that you're naturally gifted in, right? So that it's easy for you to stay consistent. Because if you're just selling a product that's quote popular, then you'll have a whole bunch of these products, right? And then you won't even feel motivated to push the product because you don't give about it, right? That other people will buy. But people are waiting for you to speak with your own voice, your own message. So if any of these hit for you and you're worried about your brand visuals and you want to get a YouTube design critique service, that's what it's made for. We'll break down what's not working and get you aligned so that your audience knows exactly why they should click, follow, and buy. Once again, the prerequisite to the YouTube design critique is the guidebook. The guidebook has stars on it. You're going to submit those pages to me through my email chatbot. There will be a link. All you have to do when the chatbot pops up onto my website, you're going to click, I need to submit my guidebook pages, or some type of prompt like that. You're going to click that. There's going to be a link. The link is going to send you to a form, which is therefore Jot form. And you're going to submit your pages through Jot form. You're not going to email them to me. You're going to submit them through that link, and you're going to upload, your pages onto Jot form. You're going to fill out the form, and you're requesting a YouTube design critique by doing that, okay? And then I'll email you further to actually book the critique. And when your brand finally makes sense, that's when your offers hit different. So if you're ready to start building your website, y'all, I just want to let y'all know I do have an e-commerce builder workshop. You know what to do on the back end of your website, okay? This is where I'll walk you through how to set up your shop and present your products like a real brand and not like a side hustle. Okay, we're going to set your stuff up like a brand, not like a side hustle. Not like you use a Poshmark or use an OfferUp to sell stuff. Like, no. We're going to brand you up and build you up. So let's clean up your brand together, okay? So that people actually feel that you're legit. 2, 3, and 6 are the links that you guys are looking for. And then when we talk a little bit more on the e-commerce builder workshop, that'll be in the description box below. But if you're looking for the 2 tools that I help you guys get started, that's towards the beginning. You can keep on showing up, creating content, posting products, and hope that things stick because your brand is not clear, it's not intentional, and a matter of fact, it's not worth being paid attention to. They don't know that you're serious, right? They have to believe and trust that you're serious with the branding, with the word, with the messaging that you are putting out there, and that you are here to show up and serve other people. It's time to change the way your brand speaks. Have your messaging right, and that was the previous video. Talked about your brand's voice, your brand's messaging. What are you saying to your audience? How to speak to your audience, right? The language that they want to hear. And of course, the visuals with the YouTube design critique. How to have visuals that speak on your YouTube channel. The e-commerce builder workshop will be how to set up back end of your website. Okay, and also I'm going to be talking about visuals there as well. Make sure you guys are fixing these branding mistakes. Your brand deserves to be clear, confident, and converting. You have to make them convert, to be alert, to give you the dollars. Your digital design code, accessory.